up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley. I am back from vacation, I guess. I am David Rogers, if y'all don't remember. Anyway, right here with my good buddy, Racing Jason. What is up, man?
What's going on with you, man?
I don't know it, man. It's another Monday, you know. Back to Mondays, I guess.
Yeah, you back in reality, real life now.
I guess, yeah. We had a little 2-week show break, I guess. I was out somewhere in the Caribbean for 8 days, so that was nice.
Dave?
Yo?
Oh, it froze up.
You were frozen.
You good?
You had an odd stare on your face there for a minute. I don't know. Is it the same thing again? Is it froze again? Or you just got a weird stare on your face? Guess he's froze again. I don't know why. Oh, anyway. Well, while we trying to work on some technical difficulties there, I guess. What's everybody else been up to? It's been a couple weeks since we've been on the air here, I guess, live. It's been good. There he goes. He's back.
Wow. Okay.
Are you back now?
I'll have that take two. We'll see.
Did you have to give you a good old master reset there?
No, I need a master reset new phone. That's what it is.
You're not the only one. I found it. Well, I knew mine was getting, and mine's not even old. I don't know what's wrong with it, but the battery on it I have zero battery life. Like, I have to charge my phone multiple times to make it through the day.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
I don't have.
Yep, froze again. Will.
That's leg and it froze up again.
Oh,
yeah, I'm almost done, bro.
There he goes. He's back.
Yeah.
We got you right now.
I have no Wi-Fi. I have no flashlight. I can't phone around to take a selfie. Oh gosh, bro, it's time to upgrade. I got to get me a new phone. It just happened last week.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, took the phone to the phone guy who fixes cell phones, and he said, "Man, I can't do nothing with that." Oh, that was reassuring. Thank you very much.
well, if it gets too bad, we'll you can just call me, and then we'll go from there. Oh, he's froze again. So, we might get him to just call us, and we'll talk there.
Oh.
There we go. You're back for the moment. You want to just call me?
Yeah, I can just call you, Dave.
Just call me. Oh, while we're waiting on Jason there. This we'll get to it here. But anyway, it's been what's everybody been up to? What have y'all what kind of racing y'all been doing? Everybody's wrapping up seasons, man. It's that. Cameron, what's up, buddy? What is up? What you been up to, man? What's everybody been watching? What everybody watched this week? Y'all give me some comments and all. Let me know what you watched this week. What race did you go to? I was over at Dillon Motor Speedway. I guess we'll talk about it here in a minute. I was waiting on Jason to get back, and we can kind of discuss about it there for a minute. I was over at Dillon Motor Speedway with a good friend, PJL Motorsports, Profab Factory team. All those guys, we were over there with them, and also Connor raced at Dillon this past weekend. And he was going to be here today, but he's feeling a little under the weather, so he's not going. He's going to try to make it in here next week. Hopefully, he got a bunch of school stuff and all that fun junk still going on. So when he gets all that done, we'll have Connor back. and we'll get him back, and all that fun stuff. But anyway, so what all racing were y'all? Let's see. Cameron says he went to All Tech Raceway to get ready for the Powell Memorial Race. Good deal, man. How'd everything go over there? I like All Tech, man. That is I don't know, something about a track. It's like every time I watch a race, I have never been there. I want to go there. But every time I watch a race there, it seems like I don't know. It puts on good racing for some reason. Track gets real dark. Looks like it's slicked over. I don't know if it ever is, really. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I hadn't been there. But that's what it looks like from a TV thing and TV perspective, I guess. So it's pretty cool to watch. Always good racing there. That Powell Memorial race is always a good race to watch. So many cars show up to it. See who gets in there. That's always a cool race. Where'd everybody else go this weekend? What all racing were y'all watching? Let y'all know before we get any farther. We got a guest coming on here in just a few minutes. He gonna come on here and hang out with us and talk about a pretty cool season. So I guess a little bit of surprise there. You might can guess by looking at the desk already. I don't know. Let's see. See if you know who it is. Take a guess. But y'all let me know what all racing y'all were watching. Big races. What y'all think about the Roval this weekend? I wasn't a fan personally. Had a one of the slickest racetracks around. We ran 6 out. Dude, that's pretty good. That's what I thought. That's what it always looks like. It looks slick, which is cool. I mean, I know it's not always fun for a racer, but to watch people, I don't know, I guess when you know enough about it to know what it takes to get around a track like that, it's cool to watch. I know sometimes as a racer out there doing it yourself, it can be kind of aggravating, but if you're good on that pedal, then it's fun to do. And when you run 6 out of 20, that ain't bad, man. That's good. That's a good start to going in the right direction for that big race, man. It's pretty good there. Like it. I like it a lot. Like it a lot. So y'all let me know. Let me know. What y'all think about the let's see. We got I think we got Racing Jason back. Jason, what's up, man?
Is Chicken Bone Alley there?
Chicken Bone Alley is here. Chicken Bone Alley is here.
Okay. Okay, good.
Oh, what fun.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. Appreciate that. Wow.
He's on his Nokia 720 or something over there.
I'm on my flip.
On your Razor? On your Razor flip phone?
Blackberry's a Blackberry.
I like it. I like it. What you been up to, man?
Going to races, man. Cherokee was good. Something was good. Enjoying the road.
You went to both of them?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah. Great turnout at Cherokee the other week. Fergus, man, I tell you, Trent might be do everything they had on Fergie, bro.
Them two racing is fun to watch. Knowing how good of friends they are,
yeah,
and then watching them race each other the way they do is fun to watch.
It is. Wait till this weekend. Oh my, be good.
Yeah, it'll be great. Be great.
Hey, Dave, I got some breaking news, man. Maybe you can help me confirm.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not dead.
You're not.
I'm not dead. Evidently, there was a rumor going around Sumter that I passed away about 10 years ago. How about that? No,
well, maybe they were just talking about your phone.
Yeah, die with it. Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. Yeah. But yeah, that's good news.
That's good news. Good news. You're not. I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you made it.
Well, thank you very much. The resurrection. Appreciate it.
I mean, when you go to Sumter, you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, evidently you don't, Dave. Evidently you don't.
Oh, fun stuff.
Man, hey, you were on the cruise. You tuned in to Ripping the Lip last Tuesday night, man, with Chris Ferguson. That was awesome.
I was home by then. I was home, but I did come off of it.
Oh,
yeah.
When you? I didn't know you were home.
I was actually home last Sunday, but I just had so much, and I didn't know anything that went on from the week before. So, I was like, there's no purpose in me doing any kind of show, and just trying to get settled back in, getting everything ready to, I didn't even work last Monday. I just hung around and didn't do much of anything, really. Well, no, I'll take that back. I came over. What did I do Monday? I think I came over and messed with race car stuff.
Oh, did you get the car ready?
It's getting pretty close.
Oh,
I got to have it. I got to have it done. Let me put this out there real quick while we're talking about it. I got to have it done by Saturday the 18th. And the reason I got to have it done by Saturday the 18th is because, again, race car drivers, and race car owners, race car people, I need some more race cars. I got a event down here at the Langston Ranch in Coward, South Carolina, not far from me here. It is if y'all don't know what the Langston Ranch is, it's a kid's outdoor dream. They have inflatable stuff. They got slides. They got zip lines. They got, I guess they still got it. My son loves it. My youngest, it's just like a silo, but it had just shelled corn in there, and I mean it's like a ball pit, but with corn instead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they got, and then on the backside of the ranch, they got it's a farm with cows and sheep and pigs and all this stuff, and that's all pretty much like a petting zoo almost, I guess you say. They got live music out there a lot of weekends, especially on Sundays. But we'll be out there Saturday the 18th with the race cars. And basically what it is, there'll be probably 500 or more kids come through that day. And I just need some race cars there for kids to see, maybe sit in, stuff like that. Just to, get them interested in racing. Maybe, if nothing else, make a race fan. Who knows? Maybe one day you get them interested enough, and maybe they're the next driver. We can always use more people in seats here, in the whole racing world in general. So I need any kind of race car. I don't care what you got. Round track, if it's asphalt, dirt. I don't care if it's go-kart. I don't care if it's I don't care what it is. Drag car, whatever you got. If you are able to bring it out on October the 18th here, please do. Get in contact with me. Contact me on the Facebook page or whatever. And come on down to Coward, South Carolina, to the Langston Ranch. And we would highly appreciate it. Like I said, there ain't nothing ever better than getting kids in race cars or touching race cars or seeing race cars to make a make a fan for life, maybe. Or you never know who's coming through them places. It can always be really good for you. There might be a kid come through there that their dad owns a business, mom and dad own a business. You might can make a sponsor out of it. You never know. So I mean, it's cool stuff to do. So like I said, if you're able in the area, please bring me some race cars over to Langston Ranch on October the 18th. Like I said, just shoot me a message. Let me know, and we'll get it all lined up for you. So So yeah, if you know anybody, Jason, send them a race car.
I'm writing it down right now. Okay. See what I can do.
Sweet.
Yep.
So anyway, we got a guest should be coming on here in just a couple minutes. But man, before he gets on here, and we might have to stop in the middle, you know this, but was out at Dillon Motor Speedway this past weekend, man. Went with our friends over at Profab Headers and PJL Motorsports. Kel, what's up, dude? Kel Maben says what's up. I wish you could come. I wish you could make it to it too, man. That'd be awesome. He said y'all gonna come to the Dirt Track World Championship, man. I wish I could.
Yeah, I can't make it on door, bro.
Sure wish I could.
What a points battle we get. Wow. Well, go ahead on Dave.
But yeah, we was over at Dillon Motor Speedway this past weekend. I was there with, like I said, our friends from Profab Headers, PJL Motorsports, Profab Factory Team. They were all racing the Bandoleros.
Hello.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good there. They were let's see, what else? Who else we have? Connor was racing out there. Connor had his car. He had a good day up until well, I mean, it wasn't a bad day, but car was handling really good during practice, or pretty good during practice. He was top 2 times. I mean, you know, it was kind of back and forth, top 2 or 3. Well, put race tires on, and unfortunately, I mean, that's kind of luck of the draw you get with the scuff program. You know, so it was kind of one of those deals that, unfortunately, he didn't get the greatest tires that day, and fell off about 2.5 to 3 tenths almost just from changing tires to the scuff tires. So I think he ended up finishing 4th. So I mean, still not a terrible night, but I mean, not what he wanted when he had a car I think was capable of running up front. Could have got some better tires, I do believe. But anyway, we're going to go real quick to the man of the hour here, Huff Daddy, Mr. Shane Huffman. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? Doing all right tonight?
You look all relaxed over there, man.
I am, ain't gonna lie. Laid back a little bit.
He is kicked back. I love it. Man, I just want to know, after a weekend like you had, did you even work hard today?
I did, but I didn't work long today. Let's put it that way. I left at 4:00, so
there you go.
When the bell went off at 4, I hit the door with the rest of them, so it was all good.
That's good knowing you can do that, man. After you get it done, man. Y'all have. If everybody don't know, Shane is obviously the team manager, and I guess part-time crew chief now. Every once in a while,
yeah.
At Pinnacle Racing Group, and man, they locked up the championship this year with our buddy Brennan Butterbean Queen. Man,
woo-hoo!
That's awesome, dude. And to be, we had you on here. I guess, God, I was like, man, that was a couple years ago now since you've been on with us, man.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It don't seem like it, but when we were talking with you then, it was kind of just getting started up good. And I mean, but y'all were already showing that was 23. Yeah.
Yeah. 23 was our first year. I think Pensacola Five Flags was our first race that we went to with Luke Finhouse there, and I think we ran second. So just kind of started us off on the right foot, and it's snowballed from there, honestly. So,
dude, it's been really cool to watch, man. And knowing knowing the guys you got over there, obviously under a lot of your leadership, man, and the way y'all have really just taken off, dude. I mean, it's been cool. I mean, from and that's from the outside looking in, but from the inside looking out, obviously, there's a lot of hard work that's been in that, man. And but how's it feel to, after a couple years of digging and grinding to be able to bring home a championship? Two, because you got the driver and the owner championship.
And honestly, the owners was the biggest deal. The drivers, I mean, it's a big, accomplishment as well. Don't get me wrong, but all the money's paid in the owner's part. So the owners is where we needed to be at and to win it at. But the daggum 18 car, man, they've had a stronghold on that deal for about the last 5 or 6 years now, and so to come in there, and this is our first full year in, full-time competition and a full 20 race schedule for the ARCA series, and to be able to knock those guys off, it felt good. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of hard work from Stephen Dawson, and Garrett and Mike, Dylan, Aaron, Kevin, all those guys on the 28 car, as well as AJ, the shop foreman, and Jeremy Bowser, and the guys on the late model team, Jonathan and Mark Sutterth as well. So it took a group effort. When we ran 2 cars, it was a lot. We really weren't set up to run 2 cars a lot this year, but we did it. I think 6 or 7 times there, and we did have some help from Spire when we ran the 77 car and their races. So that was helpful too. So. So it's been a great year. I think all total we've got 10 or 11 wins. I can't remember. I think it's 10. Yeah, but that's a good number. That's I think I added it up before we went to Toledo, and I told the guys we'd won 42% of the races this year. That we'd entered, and so that's. If you could do that in Major League Baseball, they'd pay you millions and millions, right? So, in batting average. So, I think it would be, I think it's something to be pretty proud of, and those guys have certainly earned it. And Brennan did a hell of a job for us all year, obviously. And starting off the year winning at Daytona was huge, and it got the, the tone set and the momentum going in the right way right off the bat. And that was, and then, like I said, it just built from there, and Steve-O and got more, comfortable in his role as crew chief. And honestly, I got more comfortable with him being the crew chief, and not interjecting as much and letting him come to me more at the end of the year there. And I told him from the start, you're going to make some mistakes. There's no question. But I think I was more scared to let him make those mistakes than he was to make them. So I felt like I interjected my opinion a couple of times early there, and then and I realized what I was doing, so I kind of stepped out of the way a little bit and would find me a corner. If we were just running one car, I'd go to a corner of the racetrack that I thought I could help maybe Brendan and see the car in a different way and just relay messages on Channel 2, and work out it that way. And it seemed to be pretty successful there at the end of the year. So.
That's awesome, man. Well, just let everybody know while I got it sitting here. I got my Daytona win raced version diecast here sitting on the set now. Signed actually. It's signed on the windshield.
Well, yeah, we actually had a win lunch for Kansas and Salem there last Wednesday, and the Daytona rings finally came in, and we got everybody a diecast as well. So Brendan signed everybody's diecast, and so we gave them all out at lunch last Wednesday. So I got mine too now. So
that's awesome. That is awesome. Awesome. That is really cool. Dude, but I want to ask, what's it been like this year? You talk about, you kind of had to step back, or not step back. Obviously, you were in this major management role, but you weren't on the box as much this year. You made some obvious good step-ins when you had to, but man, what was it like for you? Really stepping back to that management role. Obviously you've been running that day to day over there, but just on the weekends, I mean, was it a big adjustment for you?
It was, I kind of had to find my happy place or a home, and just kind of figure out where I could be useful, and because I'm not much of a racetrack guy to stand around, I gotta have a job or a purpose, and so, once I kind of figured out where I could be helpful at and kind of, just lay in the weeds, if you will, and pop up if my name's called, and once I figured all that out, it was a lot more fun, and I even the races that I crew chief this year, a couple of them there, was able to, the win under my name, but like even those, Steven and those guys, they set those cars up the same as they did the 28 cars, and we went to the racetrack exactly the same with both vehicles, and so it was it was a total team effort, and they would hand me a notebook on Thursdays or Wednesdays or Friday mornings or whatever it was, and I would just try to play catch up until we got to the racetrack, and then call the day as it went, and I think, probably other than Daytona, and winning the owners championship and the drivers championship, I think probably my next favorite moment would be winning with Austin Green at Charlotte there, and to kind of to know how the day started, where we were on the sheet, his comments and his feel. And, I mean, we unloaded about a 7th, 8th place car probably. And and as the day went, I was able to, to kind of guide him a little bit and to pick more information out of him as to what the car needed. And then, as the the wheel rolls or whatever, we end up basically kind of handed the lead there late in the race. And man, he took the ball and ran with it. And just to watch his confidence grow throughout the day was a lot of fun for me. It was, it just kind of, just give me new light and hope and invigoration on, what I'm there to do sometimes, so that was a fun day for me. And then taking Tristan to Watkins Glen and, and winning with his first ARCA race, was pretty sweet as well. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of highlights this year. It's hard to just, pick out one or two, but I mean, just as far as stepping back into the general manager role, I think, as things go forward here, I think we've got a really good, second crew chief hired for next year, and we are going to go to 2 full-time cars, and so we got a lot on the plate, and so there was, I hope, we're going to take 2 cars to Phoenix. It would be my goal not to have to call the race at Phoenix or practice or anything at Phoenix as well. But, if I do, hopefully that'll be the last time for a while that I have to do that. And then we'll start fresh next year and go to Daytona test with, our 2 teams loaded for bear. So.
Well, about that real quick, man. So, all right, y'all locked down the championship. How long are you able to kind of sit back and take it, quote unquote, easy before you really start lining everything up and getting it all ready for Daytona next year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I say, we still have Phoenix to go. We're taking 2 cars there. 77 will be with Tristan, McKee, and the 28 will be we'll be able to announce that here in the next week or two, and it'll be part of our both of those guys are going to be part of our 2026 program, for a major part of it, and but unfortunately they're both under 18, so we do have to have some other people jump in and fill in some races here and there for the the Daytonas, Kansas, Talladegas, Chicagolands and places like that. So we've got the the second car, with Tristan in it. We've got that car pretty much, that lineup's filled out for the most part, and it'll consist of about 4 drivers. And a couple of them might surprise some people. So I'm excited about those announcements as they get closer. And then the 28 car, it'll probably be one guy in the car for about 16, 17 of those races, and then and 1 or 2 other guys, older guys, filling in the first part of the big track year. So
nice. Well, let's shift over to Tristan there for a minute. Man, we've had him on the show before, and I'm gonna tell you what, I think that kid has got just raw talent. I really do. The little bit you've worked with him so far, obviously we've all seen the stuff that's going on in the Cars Tour and at Martinsville and whatever else, regardless of I'm not placing blame anywhere. Just, we've seen it. So, what is your goal when you go in and working with a young guy like that to, to really point them in the right direction?
Well, I think, you bring up a good point. I kind of glad you brought it up. The Hickory Cars Tour race and the Martinsville race, in my opinion, were two totally separate incidents.
Yes.
They, the way I saw Hickory was he was kind of a victim of circumstances and got his car, right rear hit the left rear, and when it did, it turned his car sideways, and and the ultimate end result was, landing, getting turned head on into the tires up there, and I went back and watched it a lot because, anybody that's going to get in our cars, I have a lot of, I have a lot of due diligence to do there to know if I need to say something before they get in or not, and then, the Martinsville deal was obviously a mistake on his part, and I think that, I felt like there was nothing, more that needed to be harped on or anything, I just, when they get to our level, I think that, those kind of things, should be out of their system a little bit, and those mistakes, if you will, and situations. I think, we've all been there, right? We've all made mistakes, and we've all had to grow and learn and become better from it, and I think that, when those situations pop up, if they would ever be directly in our cars, that I would handle that situation immediately, no questions asked, but being that stuff kind of handed out was happened outside of our roof or whatever you want to call it there, that that's really not for me to get involved in, unless they ask my opinion or want me to interject, and at that time I will. I don't condone ever hitting somebody in the right rear tire, quarter panel, and turning them head on into the wall, in any way, shape, or form. I think it's one of the, not to throw the name in here, but one of the most chicken, moves you can do, and, right. I also don't feel like that there was any ill intent at Martinsville. I think it was just a misjudgment on his part as far as the timing and the gap that was there, and just a mistake that was made. Now, should that mistake be made? I don't. That's up for grabs. That's somebody to debate besides me. And I'm not the judge or jury here. I just try to call it as fair as I can call it, and know that I got an 18-year-old upstairs that that races and has raced 1,000 kart races, and I've seen mistakes made against him and by him, so it's just part of growing and learning and being a young driver. And unfortunately sometimes when that sort of thing happens, it's never really in the shadows. It's always in the public eye, and it's always out front, and at a big stage like Martinsville, you got a lot of people tuning in. You got everybody interjecting their opinion, and I've told them all, and I drive this home to Landon all the time, and I told this to Tristan this weekend, and honestly, it's going to sound a little, one-sided or conceited maybe or whatever, but when I was driving, there was this website called Karnak.com, I think, or whatever, and it had a message board on there about the Hooters Pro Cup Series, and I made it a lot, right? And sometimes it was, for the right reasons, sometimes for the wrong reasons, whatever, and so, as I went on in my driving career and I got more confident in who I was and myself and everything, I think the most rewarding day in my racing career was when I stopped worrying about what other people thought or said about me, and so,
that's right.
And I think that, you you take care of your inner circle, and if you make mistakes, you try to mend those as best you can, as quickly as you can, and you move on. You can't. There's always going to be somebody sitting at home in somebody's basement tapping on a keyboard, wanting to bring you down with them. And sometimes people are there to bring you up as well. It's not all bad, it's not all negative, but the majority of it is negative. And I think that and I hate that. I at some point, these people ought to realize that, what were they doing at 15, right?
That's exactly
Like, I didn't start racing until I was 15. I can tell you that. I had to borrow money from my grandma to get her to pay me in advance for mowing her yard all summer, just to be able to buy a racing go-kart, So, and I didn't start till I was 15. So I didn't, a lot of my mistakes, were a little older in life, and we all know, hell, the damn internet wasn't even around back then, So we were still pumping sunshine in, but no, when those mistakes happen, if they happen in the PRG, under the PRG umbrella, then that's a totally different conversation than like what happened with Tristan at Martinsville and Hickory, if you will, and if people ask my opinion, they'll get it, and if they don't, they won't. I'm not going to certainly input my opinion into something that's not asked of or needed for me, and I will say that the people that were involved in those wrecks at some point in their careers have done dumb stuff too, right? So I would have to imagine, if you haven't, then you're way better off than Shane Huffman. I promise you that. So it's just part of growing and learning, and like I said, to me the important thing is at that moment is, number one is to try to mend that relationship as quickly as possible, and sometimes that's not possible, and sometimes you can't do it at the racetrack. I think, when you get interviewed, just try to own it, and accept what happened, and don't place blame, and just, apologize on, there or on the backside. Like I said, you really owe the people out there, nothing. You owe the person that you made contact with something, but it's just the other people are going to say what they want to say, and you can't worry about that.
That's right, and you touched on a good point just a second ago. Not that I want to keep on harping on this, but I don't know if it's a good or bad thing or whatever, good, bad, indifferent. But man, these young guys are pushed through racing so quick nowadays, and they have to be. I mean, just the way things are going. I mean, you have to be. And let's take Tristan for example. He hasn't even had a year of late model stock experience under him yet.
Right.
So to have a misjudgment,
yeah. I mean it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
I think there's been, in the car store specifically, there's been way more mistakes made than his this year. I can assure you,
dude. They have tore so many cars this year.
Man, it's been terrible, to be honest with you, and hopefully some of that's going to be addressed, in the next, 6 months, 5 or 6 months here, and before the season gets started next year, and things are going to change a little bit on that side, I hope, but one problem is, in all honesty, is the field is so tight, that we with Landon, we qualified, 21st, I think, at Wake County or something like that, and we were a tenth and a half off a second. And that's ridiculous, and so when the competition's that tight, the racing is going to be tighter, and going to be, kind of dog eat dog, if you will, and I do hate the fact that there's not a lot of passing goes on without hitting, and I thought, for the most part, I was glad that Landon was racing Jared Saturday night or Friday night, whenever it was, Saturday night at Tri-County, and I knew that, Jared was going to do the right things, to race the right way. They made contact a couple times, and Jared, probably got by, because of it. But honestly, he was better, and he, Landon had to come from 21st and killed his tires, the way he was running the racetrack as high as he was and stuff. So, but to come home second, in a race like that was pretty magnificent, really. And honestly, he had some scrapes on it, but man, didn't touch a soul. I mean, like I said, him and Jared made a little contact there at the end, but other than that, man, that car was pretty clean, and so that's the way they need to come home every week and not have to put noses and tails on and
sure.
doors and that's the part that gets a little tiring, to be honest with you, on the pocketbook and the work side, so
Big time.
you gotta be able to take care of your guys and reward them with a car that's in one piece after a race every now and then. So,
well, man, that is the next thing I wanted to touch on, dude. Taking the manager hat off a minute and putting the dad hat back on, dude. How proud were you of Landon bringing that car home second place Saturday night, man? That had to be awesome.
It was, so unfortunately, the job gets in the way of the dad part sometimes. So we were, he had texted after qualifying there, and we were getting ready to take off right when the race was starting, and he was a little dejected because he felt like they had a top 5, top 6 car for qualifying, and it just, whatever, is just a little too free or whatever, and it didn't go his way, and he started 21st, and and I just told him, I said, look, man, you know what you got, you know what you had in practice. I said, just be confident in that. I said, and run the races exactly like you did at South Boston and Martinsville, and you'll be just fine. You'll have a shot at this thing at the end, and I'm sure, like most teenagers, that went in one ear and out the other. But but we were landing. We were probably 10 minutes out from landing, and the back of the plane back there is raising hell, like hooting and hollering and going on, and I'm sitting up front, because I like to be off early, and I'm getting a text or two as we're going here, and it's from Derek Nealon and a couple other buddies, and Derek is, I mean, absolutely, he's wrote paragraphs on I guess Derek figures I'm already back and I'm there, so and so I'm like, what the hell is going on? Did we flip? Like, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Like, I'm getting all these text messages, the back of the plane's raising Cain, and Tristan's texting, as fast as he can, and he's at the back of the plane, and so I land there, and I kind of figure out, man, when I landed was exactly the time that the other landed, and McCombie got together there, and so we ended up, I think we restarted second there, and so that's about the time I was able to start watching it, and I just wanted it to end up being a good top 2 or 3 finish for him, after coming from 21st, apparently the way he had done, and just reading through text messages and stuff, and I was forwarding Derek's text to the guy that was spotting, as fast as I could, because I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I didn't know where we were running, so I didn't know we were running at the top. I thought we was going to run at the bottom, so I mean, but he found a way and made a new line and made his way up through there pretty successfully, and we talked about it a good while after the race there Saturday night when I got home and stuff, and he was like, it's hard to believe we were leading after the year we've had, and this and that, and I said, man, everybody, you're the only one that didn't believe in yourself, right? We all knew you had the talent. We know you've got it. We know your ability and his car feel and what he's been able to pick up the few times that I've driven the car, just practicing it. It didn't take me 6 or 7 laps to feel what I needed to feel. I could feel it in probably 1 or 2 corners, and for him to hear that and understand, I think it made him start paying a lot more attention to what he was feeling and seeing a lot quicker. And so his feel has gotten to be absolutely incredible. And the way he nitpicks the car now and honestly can pretty much tell you what corner needs to be worked on at 18 years old is pretty impressive, And so I think some good things are happening here, towards the end of the year for him. And obviously that was a hell of a run. And especially right here at home and at Tri-County and just a super good outing for them guys. And thanks to Doug, Doug Hauser, Dwight Hauser and Dylan there, all those guys, called him up and asked him to drive and Mark, Mark and Jerry Webb, of course, had no problem with it. And those guys, they paid all the bills. Landon just showed up with his helmet. And so that was, I think that in itself gave Landon a lot of confidence right there. Just that, somebody besides my dad and mom and the people there around believe in me. And so, so that, I think that probably did him more good than anything, honestly. So, like I say, we got some stuff working behind the scenes here for him for the future, and hopefully some stuff will come together here for him next year. I'd like to see either run South Boston all year or something like that, or the Cars Tour deal if they make some some minor changes and tweaks to the system there, and something like that, and maybe work on trying to get him in an ARCA race or two down the line, if it's possible. But it's tough, because our cars are filling up quick, and so the stuff that we're working on behind the scenes is kind of it doesn't move as fast as Wendy or I would like it to, obviously, but I think there's some other people out there that would probably give him an opportunity to in their ARCA stuff if he had just a little bit of funding. So we'll see what this future holds and see how it shakes out here. But I was tickled to death. I was just happy for him. That was nothing to do with me. That was nothing to do with his mom, other than being there supporting him and me texting a few times. I never went to the shop one time. I never went to the test they did a few weeks ago. I stayed out of it. And I let him take care of it, and I wanted him to accept, and to mature on that side of it a little bit, to kind of, work with those guys on his own. And man, the end result was awesome, honestly. So I kind of Rob Huffman text me, after yesterday and about the ARCA deal. But he said, really, I just want to brag on your kid, man. He said he did a hell of a job. And I said, yeah, I guess I've been holding him back. It's kind of what it looked like to me, but no, it's been fun. And we've hired Carter Langley there at the shop for the late model stuff. And our performance picked up instantly at South Boston there. So it's just, it was a situation where I was trying to do it and I wanted to do it. I just didn't have the time to do it, and I wasn't able to dedicate myself to that end of it the way that it needed to be, and so the performance honestly showed. And I think we figured out a couple other things at South Boston there, through the Dartfish stuff. And so, we're working hard on correcting some of the stuff that we got going on the backside as far as that was holding us back a little bit. And I think, Martinsville and Tri-County was two good showings there. Hopefully what can come the rest of the year and next year.
Nice, man. And I'm going to tell you, just to reiterate what you just said, I have believed in him myself since go-kart days.
Yeah,
dude's a wheel man for sure. And then he just got on iRacing and just killed us all the time. So
yeah, his wheels messed up now. He's wanting me to buy him a new wheel.
Good. So I'm glad his wheels messed up. He don't need to get on there and not run there all of us like that no more.
I know. I did make him get on the Roval one day last week because I got on there and was trying to go fast, and I was like, "Here, I'm gonna send you to set up. I want you to know what you run." About the third lap, he ran 3 seconds faster than me, and I'm like, "All right, you can get back on now."
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's ain't fun no more.
Yeah.
So you've been on iRacing anyway. We need to get the league back up, man.
I know. We need to get it rolling again here. I've been on there a little bit here and there. I'm currently detained at the moment in iRacing jail. But
what'd you do?
Well, just I took the bait. Let's put it that way.
Never, not you.
I was baited, and it was at one of my favorite tracks, and I was leading the race, and or I was passing the guy leading, and the guy comes out of the pits and turns me around and getting into 3, and I didn't really say much to him. I just kind of said, "Hey, dude, you can't really pull out, on the backstretch like that in front of the leaders and not, and pull right up in traffic, basically, and so, of course, I'm rolling around there, and he slams his brakes on me, and so I didn't say nothing. I just went down the pit road and got my truck fixed and come back out and got the lucky dog and restarted behind him and drove by him, didn't touch him, and then he right hooked me, and that was all it took. It was over after that. So, and I'm the one that got turned in. So, but
Love it. That's great.
I'm not a crybaby, nor am I 2 years old, so I'm not protesting anybody on our race. And so that's just I get on there for entertainment purposes only, and I try not to take it serious, and but sometimes my blood pressure does get up a little bit, but I do it mostly for fun. I have a ball with it, and all those guys, you and all those guys at SRI was, great fun, and we need to get that rolling again, honestly.
We do. It was hilarious because it always seemed like me and you were racing each other every week. I don't know what
and all those other guys were up front.
Yeah, we were just hanging out back there, just trying our hardest to beat each other. That's all it was.
Yeah. It's still that way for me, but
Jason, Jason, you got anything for Shane, man?
I just want to say congratulations on 25, man. Going forward in 26, are we going to see any track changes, new tracks on the schedule, or no big changes in the schedule?
Yeah, they did release the ARCA schedule there Saturday, I think it was, and of course Pocono and Chicagoland are back on the schedule. Unfortunately, Charlotte came off, Dover came off as well, and then I think they're still talking about the first East race of the year, whether Pensacola is going to have us back, or Five Flags is going to have us back down there. We're going to have to find another venue for the first East race. But I think that in itself, and obviously when Dover left the schedule, that was also a combo East race. So I would look for that to be at one of the short tracks, be it Toledo, Berlin, Elko, something like that. Be a combo race there for the fourth combo East race. And I think really the only unknown right now is going to be the standalone East race that starts the year off, or it may not. It may end up not starting the year off, but that's where Pensacola was. So hopefully we go back to Pensacola. But if not, I'm sure Ron Drager and all the guys at ARCA will find a suitable replacement. And somewhere in the southeast where it's warm, I hope at that time of year, and we'll be all right.
I'm lobbying for a race, the ARCA National at Darlington, man. I think that'd be good.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if our budget can stand.
That's what I was going to say. Y'all have to fix a lot after.
Yeah. I seen them race at Toledo this weekend, so no, I'm joking. It was, but I would kind of like to see it. I mean, look, when I talk about my favorite racetracks, they used to be the ones that I really like racing on. Anymore, they're the ones that's closest to my house. So Tri-County would be a great fit for me.
Yes.
So.
And I think we need some more down here in the Carolinas, man. We don't.
Yeah.
ARCA's kind of scarce around this area.
It is. We got Rockingham's. I'm pretty sure he's going to be back on, and and that's it as far as North Carolina goes. I mean, Bristol's back on the schedule again next year, but as far as I know, I can't. Oh, hell, I'd be all right with Wilkesboro too, but somewhere close by, hour and a half away. That's what I'm looking for.
Good deal, man. Well, man, once again, congratulations on leading the team there to obviously Butterbean with the driver championship and the owners championship, man. And I appreciate you coming on here, and man, y'all go get them at Phoenix.
Well, we're going to try, and I do want to say, thank you to John and Lori Staten and Hunter Staten. They're the folks that have supported Brennan, up to this point with Best Repair Company, and man, just such fine people, and John and Melissa Folsom, with Folsom Fence, those guys, came on board there later or middle of the year and done a couple primary races with Brennan as well, and Brandon McReynolds with Clear 28, it's been a pleasure working with him, and he's really the one that had the vision for Brandon and John and them guys to come to PRG and spend a whole year. And honestly, it looks like that's really going to pay off for them. They got some stuff that they're going to announce in a few weeks, and man, I couldn't be any more excited for them. And I know it's just as big. John feels like Brendan's his second son, and so that whole group has been fun to travel with this year and to be a part of, and we've had some other partners, Wix Filters and the Drive Chef Shop, and people like that. Off Axis Helmet Paints, Greg Stump, man, he's our landlord, so I got to throw him in there. He'll kick us out. But just the whole group, man. It's been a lot of fun, and we appreciate everybody that supported us, and it's been a lot of fun for me learning on this side and trying to build an organization the right way, or what Jerry and Mark Webb envision as the right way, and do things the right way, and have the right culture in the shop and the right environment, and try to help people build themselves to whatever they want to be, and so it's been a lot of fun for myself and Wendy and Landon and Laney to be a part of it as well. So I couldn't be any happier with the way it went, and I appreciate you guys having us on.
Well, one quick question, man. I don't want to hold you much longer, but I got one more quick question that you brought something up right there, and everything you said, 100%, man. What is your vision for PRG there, as far as, talking about these drivers coming up? Obviously, ARCA is always a stepping stone for people, but is that what y'all are really looking to, is to develop these drivers into, obviously y'all already have with some of the drivers that have come through there, into NASCAR quality drivers? I mean, is that what y'all's goal is?
Well, I'm not going to say it's not our goal, or, the target may not change or broaden, but, presently, I think if you look at, this was, the Venturini's in namesake, per se, last ARCA race this past weekend. If you look at Bill and Billy and Kathy and everybody involved in that deal, and what they've been able to do in the ARCA series. They dabbled in the truck series a little bit a few years ago, and stuck their feet in it and stuff. And I think that, but as a whole, Billy's done a hell of a job in building a business model out of a really tough model to build a business out of, and so I think my number one goal is to get to where I can be, in the green for a year, or as close as possible, and I think, we're really close this year, but we're not going to quite be there. And so next year, with 2 cars and having them run the full 20 race schedule and the 4 East standalone races is, I feel like I'm going to be a lot closer and should be able to make it happen. On paper, I've spoken with Billy a lot, and 3 cars is where you have to be to kind of be in the green area safely, right? Without taking, any major risk on, tearing a bunch of equipment up or blowing a bunch of motors up or something like that, So, I think that, eventually that, we may dabble with 3 cars in 27 a little bit, kind of the way we've done this year, with 2 cars. So we're going to build slow. We're going to grow slow. And by 28 or so, if the truck series has figured out their direction and what they're going to do, with the chassis and the bodies and all that, then who knows? We may grow into that a little bit, but I think right now the target and the goal is to be the best ARCA team out there, and try to do things the right way, and go about it the right way, and provide rewarding, fulfilling careers for people that want to be a part of the ARCA series and a good company and grow. So.
Good deal, man. Well, that sounds great, buddy. Well, man, again, thank you so much for jumping on with us, and we got to have you back sooner. We can't be going a couple years anymore.
No, hell no. I'm ready anytime. I'm good. So
I'm
just
let me know.
Over
there to the shop one day, and we're just going to do a show at the shop. That's what we're going to do.
We can do that. We can do that. We can go live.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, brother. I appreciate you, man, and I will be talking with you sometime soon, buddy.
All right, well, thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Our good buddy, Mr. Shane Huffman, hanging out with us tonight, giving us a ton of time tonight. Sure appreciate him. Me and him's been buddies for a few years now. Especially when we were doing all the iRacing stuff, like we were. Like I said, I want to get back at that, man. That was fun times, and me and Shane became pretty good buddies on there, and got to talking, and he kind of found out what we were doing and got to listening to the show, and it seems like here anymore, me and him text each other a couple times a week here lately. So sure appreciate him, man. It's cool to have him on here and seeing what they're doing, man. Because when me and him first, became buddies, I guess maybe he was in talks for the PRG stuff, but that wasn't a thing yet. And then as soon as it came about, I texted him. I was like, all right, you got to get on here and talk about it. And he did, and has ever since. And
wow,
it's cool to see him, team up with another buddy of ours like he did this year, Butterbean, Brennan Butterbean Queen, and getting all that going. So that's pretty cool. But real quick, let's go ahead and knock out some commercials from our sponsors.
Are you ready to unleash the true potential of your ride? Tired of feeling held back? It's time to experience the Pro Fabrication difference. At Pro Fabrication, we don't just build headers and exhaust. We engineer performance. Crafted with precision from high-grade materials, our systems are designed for one thing: maximum power. Feel the instant increase in horsepower and torque. Hear the deep, aggressive rumble that turns heads. Our expertly designed headers optimize exhaust flow, while our performance exhaust systems deliver that signature sound that you crave. But it's not just about power and sound. Pro Fabrication means durability you can trust. Built to withstand the toughest conditions, our headers and exhaust are an investment in long-lasting performance. Whether you're hitting the track, conquering the trails, or just cruising the streets, Pro Fabrication gives you the edge. Experience smoother acceleration, improved field efficiency, and that unmistakable feeling of pure driving exhilaration. Don't settle for less. Upgrade to Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust today. Pro Fabrication headers and exhaust. Quality that wins. Chicken Bone Alley is brought to you by SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Do you need performance parts? Look no further. They offer a wide range of high-performance parts for various types of racing, including stock car racing, dirt racing, and more. SRI Performance also has the most knowledgeable employees in the industry. If you're looking for that hard-to-find part, they've got it. And if you're wondering how to make it work on your car, they know it. Check them out online at www.sriperformance.com. And when you do, don't forget to use the promo code CBONE10. That's C as in chicken, BONE10, and get 10% off at checkout. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum is a full-line steel service center stocking thousands of sizes, shapes, grades, and types of metals and plastic. If you need it, they have it. And if not, they work fast to find what you need and get it to you. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum also has the ability to cut orders to your specifications as requested. Their dedicated team not only brings many years of experience to the table, but they are always ready and willing to lend a hand with anything you may need. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Your material needs are covered here. Tired of leaving performance on the table? Ready to dominate the track? For decades, Earl Ramey Racing Engines has been the secret weapon of champions. We don't just build engines. We craft precision, engineered powerhouses designed for one thing: victory. From meticulous machining to expert assembly, every Earl Ramey engine is built with uncompromising quality and a passion for speed. We understand the demands of racing, and we deliver the reliability and raw power you need to cross the finish line first. Whether you're tearing up the asphalt or conquering the dirt, Earl Ramey Racing Engines provides the competitive edge you've been searching for. Don't just race, conquer. Contact Earl Ramey Racing Engines today and let us build your winning machine.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Well, again, we thank our good buddy, Mr. Shane Huffman, for coming on, hanging out with us, and congratulations to PRG again, picking up that Owners Championship, as well as our good buddy Brennan Queen picking up the Drivers Championship in the ARCA Menards Racing Series. Still got Phoenix to go, like I said, but man, it's got to feel good going in that race, knowing it's done. So
maybe Buddy can steal the deal and win. Huh?
Man, he should have won the first Phoenix race. I mean, he had it locked up, was on the white flag lap coming out the last corner, and somebody wrecked. And the ARCA rules are different than everywhere else, you can be coming to the checker flag, at least asphalt side. You can be coming to the checker flag and somebody wreck. Well, they go right back to, they can throw a caution and then throw green and white flag at the same time after that. And that's what happened. And somebody just used him up. I think it was Brent Cruz. I want to say it was used him up at Phoenix the first go around. So maybe he can get some redemption for that.
Yeah. So
yeah. So anyway, man. So let's get back to. I was talking about Dillon Motor Speedway a little bit before we started. Went over there with our good friends from Profab Headers, buddy Andrew Garris. And PJL Motorsports and Profab Factory Team. They were over there hanging out or coming down to run the Bandoleros this week. I ended up spotting for Paisley again, Paisley Lawson. Paisley and Jack Lawson both run, both very young, still learning. And Paisley ended up, I want to say she ended up in 4th place. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, she got faster and faster every time we got out, and I was fortunate to be able to, I guess, kind of coach her a little bit. Fortunately, I've ran quite a few laps over there. Not saying I'm the best by no means, but I've ran quite a few laps over there, and the line she was running to start with. She was almost perfect line. We just had to get her, trust in the car a little more, stay in the gas a little longer, get back in the gas a little earlier. And by the end of the race, she was putting down times good enough for 2nd place, or to be competitive for 2nd place. We were just a little far behind and couldn't get going far as that goes. But I mean, so there was improvement there though. So. I mean, that's all you can ask for sometimes.
Yeah.
So there was that. Like I said, Connor, I think he kind of got a bad set of tires, or just a not great set of tires. It didn't match up with his car. We'll say that. And it happens, unfortunately.
Yeah. Some of the they stagger, I think, all that.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily stagger. Stagger wasn't too big of an issue. She just, or he just, I don't know. I think there was tires just in different spots that, had some wear, age, or heat cycles more than he needed. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Some.
Just looking on a tire issue. We'll be here to midnight.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you. I think that's Shane was just talking about that even in the Cars tour. How everybody's so close, and I'm like, well, we didn't get into it. We didn't get in the weeds. I didn't want to get him in trouble by no means. But man, when you got a tire that doesn't fall off on a 3,200-pound late model stock. And it don't fall off over 150 laps. I mean, everybody's going to be close. And, I mean, that's, issue there on the new tires. But then we get them after the heat cycle, and there's no telling they might be fast. They might be terrible.
So you don't never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you don't. Another thing that I guess I need to talk about a little bit. I was involved in this a little bit. I mean, little Ricky Lottler texted me. I don't know. It was probably 5 minutes before his race. He's like, "Hey, can you come spot for me?" I was like, "Sure."
Okay.
So
Johnny on the spot.
So I go grab all the radio and everything. Well, I didn't actually see what happened to him in qualifying and stuff, but he said they had issues all day long with the car. And unfortunately, oh God, I just dropped the phone. You still there? Uh-oh. Hello. Anyway, you there? Oh, I don't know what happened. So we lost you there, but you're back. But anyway,
Was that my fault? Was mine?
I don't know what happened.
Oh gosh.
I dropped the phone at the same time, so who knows?
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to hold too many devices over here today.
See that? You got your laptop, you got a phone.
Anyway, so I go up there, and little Ricky had started 6th, which is very unusual for him. Normally he's, up front. And I don't know what happened in qualifying. I didn't really get to see it. We were messing with other stuff and just did not get to watch qualifying really. Anyway, regardless. So he starts 6th, moves up pretty quick. I think by lap 1, he's already in 4th. And we're just going through cars. I'm pretty much, he sees him going in, he's passing. I'm just clearing him when he gets in front of him. That's really all I'm doing, and telling him what lap he's on. Well, the top 2 kind of running right together. Well, he makes his way up to him, catches him. And it ended up being a really good race between those 3 cars. And I had my work cut out for me at that point. Really learned how to spot a little bit at that point, which was good. Didn't have no issues there. Well, all of a sudden, he gets under the number 6 car of Jeff Melton, and he worked on him lap after lap after lap, trying to set up the line, set up the pass. And it was a 40-lap race. But I think this was with 10 to go, maybe. I don't even know if it was 10 to go. I think it went with like 7 to go. He finally gets under him out of 2. I mean, it was just cat and mouse the whole time. It was, little Ricky might go low this line, but he'd get loose off and couldn't get the run under Jeff, or, the next lap he's trying to set up high and then get a run off the corner. And sometime it will work, but he couldn't quite get him on the big end, on the other end of the straightaway. And I mean, it was just back and forth. It was really good racing. Well, he finally gets him coming out of 2, and he is to the wheel. I mean, he's past the quarter. He's to the wheel. And all of a sudden, and I see him, they're coming down the track, and I mean, I'm telling him, obviously you see him, he's out there, you see him. Well, they kind of start fading to the bottom of the track. Well, all of a sudden, Jeff Melton just looks like he hangs a hard left and just runs right across Ricky's nose.
No!
Yeah.
What?
And spins out. I mean, he spins in front of the field, but he spins, does a 360, kind of gathers it up, and he's in 3rd. Well, they threw a caution. All right, this is where it gets kind of deep. I probably need Ron Barfield on to explain his side of it. I'll tell you our side of it, or what I saw. And I'm not trying to be biased because I was spotting for Ricky at all. I mean, I'm just at a driver's meeting when we're told you spin or you cause a caution, you go to the back.
That's usually how it is, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Well, what Ron said, though, in this one was, Jeff had already gathered it up, and he was in 3rd, and then I threw the caution. So the caution was basically through for no reason, essentially. But it was thrown after he had already gathered it back up, so he was running in 3rd.
So why throw a caution?
Well, he said I was kind of wishing the flagman wouldn't throw a caution. I was like, I don't like it. But whatever. Okay. All right. This is where it gets a little hairy again.
Uh-oh.
They do a choose cone at Dillon Motor Speedway, which I like. I like the choose cone. I like the I just like the option because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times you can be running about fourth place, and those top three guys are like, "Hey, I don't want to be on the outside," so they liable to take the bottom. You know?
And you go right to the top.
And I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna try the top." You know. So anyway, well, they come to the choose cone. Ricky takes the bottom. Second place man takes. Well, he kind of jukes a little bit. And last second, he darts to the bottom. Well, Jeff Melton had I guess he kind of thought the guy was going to the top, so he was going to take the bottom. Well, when he juked, he kind of faked Jeff Melton out, so Jeff Melton was kind of stuck on the bottom, but he runs over the cone.
Oh.
Well, in the driver's meeting, they said, you run over the cone, you go to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they kind of got to going about it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, you know what they do?
Mm-hmm.
They just put the cone back out, let them choose again.
Oh, no.
Big Rick, Ricky Locklear Sr. was actually had at that point, he was the first one to go to the top, so he would have been starting outside the front row.
Yeah, behind the leader.
Right. Which is how it should have been.
Do they do yellow Dixie file? Double file?
No, it's just a regular double file start.
Okay.
So
he put it. So Big Ricky would have been beside the leader.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
He would have been beside the leader. But they come back around and they kind of did whatever a couple laps, and then they decided, let's just put the cone back out, let them repick.
Oh no, you can't do that.
And I was like, nah. So,
something like that. If you're like an umpire calling a strike, and a batter get mad at the umpire goes, "Okay, you know what? That was a ball, my bad."
Well, and what happened though? The reason that they done it, I guess. Because when he ran over it or knocked it out the way, it kind of confused the guys all behind him. There was no cone there, and so I got that, but I'm like, well, that's why you penalize the guy who runs over it. In my opinion, I wouldn't have cared who it was. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased on it by any means, because I think Jeff Melton's probably one of the best street stock racers out there. He has had some fast cars. I mean, he's fast. I think we gave him a $50 fast time award or something this year. I do.
Yeah. the pool. Yeah.
So.
Dave, you know how you fix that? You know how you fix that, right?
Well, in my opinion, the way you fix that is set your rules and go by them.
Well, okay, there's two ways to fix that, Dave. Okay, that's number one. On number two, do like they do in NASCAR, just paint an orange block or something.
I said that same thing. I did say that same thing. I'm like, you paint an orange arrow or block or whatever, forget the cone. The only problem with that, especially when you in line, it's hard to see, which is fine if you have a spotter and the spotter's on top of it. Well, the problem comes in then on these short track stuff like that is you don't always have a spotter. Well, some people don't always have a spotter on the tower. They got them, on their trailer or something like that. And then there's some guys don't even run a spotter, especially in street stock and stuff like that. So that's where that kind of gets a little hairy, I guess.
The spotters are not mandatory.
I don't think so. No.
So it'd be like, what I'm saying is, on my side, who was it? Board of Outlaws, you can't have pick makers, but in that series, you can have a spotter or you don't have that spotter, right?
Right.
Okay.
So anyway, it didn't really make a heck of a lot of difference other than Jeff Melton did try to go in the corner, and he just laid it in Lil Ricky's right rear. Because after that, he ended up choosing the outside, so he started on the outside of the front row. Well, he laid it into Lil Ricky's right rear, and I think he tried to turn him, honestly. Fortunately, Lil Ricky got away from him. No harm, no foul, but he come over the radio and he said, something's broke. But he kept it straight and for the last 7 laps, and he was able to come home with the win. I think Jeff ended up finishing third. I can't remember the boy's name in the 4 car, but he ended up second. So, and then they kind of got talking there on the straightaway. Nothing ever big come of it, but Jeff wasn't happy. Lil Ricky wasn't happy with the way he drove him and didn't try to blame him. And I didn't. I'm going to tell you, and I'm just telling you this from watching the race from up top. I could care less who I was spotting for, whatever else. Because, I mean, everybody knows, for the most part of the season, me and Lil Ricky have been competitors. We're not, I mean, we are friendly with each other. We are friends. We go to church together. Yes, we do. But we have been competitors. And so I'm not saying it, but it wasn't his fault. He did, I mean, honestly, I don't know. You can't be mad at somebody when they're clearly under you and you just hang a left.
Well, you know what they say, Dave. You get somebody on the right side, you're trying to take somebody out. You get somebody on the left side. That's racing.
That's right. That's right. I don't know. So, I mean, but it was a fun night at the racetrack. So that's
for you, bro.
Yeah. So. Anyway, so that was pretty much all of our racing this weekend. We did, I will say real quick, Friday night over at my buddy Dustin's house, it ended up turning into a whole lot more than I thought it was originally going to be. We got together. We all play, it was a good street stock race there Saturday, Tanner. Also a good race to you, man. I will say, Tanner Askins did win the 4-cylinder race there, without lights at the track. It was kind of dusk dark, sun going down, and something happened. Obviously, power just completely at the track. It all flashed. All the track lights went out. The concession stand, all you saw the power go out and come back on. So, I mean, it's just I don't know what happened, but the lights, the track lights take about 15 minutes to reset. You know, they're the older style lights, and they have to go through a cool down process before they come back on. Mm-hmm. Well, they threw the yellow flag, and I guess somebody asked somebody, "Hey, y'all can still see enough out there?" And I guess I'm assuming somebody said, "Yeah," and they just raced with it like that.
Oh my God! Wow!
I said, y'all go. But anyway, while I was getting out there, Friday night, we went over to my buddy Dustin's house. We all play music for the church. They play at the Effingham location that I was at. Now I'm at Hartsville. Me and Kayla are at Hartsville, obviously. Well, I thought it was just going to be a few people over there. I think it ended up turning into, there was 25, 30 people over there, and we was playing a bunch of worship music, church music, all that good stuff. So it turned into a really fun night, and ate some hot dogs, and so it was a lot of fun.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway, that was Tanner said I couldn't see nothing after lap 15.
Oh wow.
That's funny.
That's funny.
I mean, it wouldn't have been funny if something would have happened, but it you know, being that nothing did and everything went okay is funny. So it was it was kind of an exciting night at the racetrack.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, well, I know you had some racing you went to, man.
Yeah, man, with the Sumter, bro.
For
The Ed Gibbons.
Carolina Clash.
Yes. Big Ben held on all 40 laps. Justin PB, Jason McBride, third. That was your pup. We did have a controversy with the World of Outlaw. Have you heard about this?
What was that? Your phone cut out a little bit.
Controversy down there at was it Boot Hill? No, what was it?
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing. Hello. There we go. Now I got you.
Are you good now?
I think I lost you there for a little while.
Oh, bro. What did you last thing? Yeah, we had some controversy with the World of Outlaws. Did you get that?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Controversy in the World of Outlaws. What we got?
Yeah. Well, Dave, well, I don't know the difference is. I really don't. In the rule book, rules are there, I guess, to be enforced or whatever. Bobby Pierce was on the grid. He was to roll out second, I believe. Changed tire pressure on the grid, get ready to go out on the track, got penalized, sent to the back of the field to start the race. Finished 11th. So I really didn't know you could adjust tire pressure on the grid. I mean, I guess you could put your haul or whatever, then roll onto the doggone track, get lined up, get ready to go out for a while and all that stuff. But they made a tire pressure adjustment and it got sent to the rear. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if the rule's a rule, then rule's a rule. You know, whatever. I just don't see where adjusting it on the grid is hurting anything. I mean, that's if you go to a cup race, the last thing they do on them cars is run around, check all tire pressure. I mean, and they're sitting on the grid. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, I guess the rule's in place for a reason. Probably, and I would say it's probably more of a safety reason than anything in the World Outlaws. For the simple fact of something we just talked about, there is no spotters. And if somebody's bent down beside a car, you can't see them. So maybe that's a safety rule. I mean, we'll just go with that.
You know what? I did not think about that, Dave. That does make sense.
I don't think far as actually adjusting the air pressure is a big deal. But like I said, maybe it's a safety rule. We'd have to get some clarification on that.
Yeah, I'm tuning in Tuesday night. I'm gonna try to get somebody on the show that can explain.
Oh, real quick here. Yeah, Wayne Locklear just chimed in. Good run for the 00 there in the Challenger race, but also good run to Wayne there, bringing it home. But yeah, I mean that'd be the only real thing I could see. I mean, those cars everybody knows, especially if you're sitting in the driver's seat. In my car, I mean, any race car, you can't see the wheels, you can't see anybody bent down on the side. So I don't know, maybe just a thought.
Man, maybe because you know the super late models, the nose is like what 20 feet across.
Yeah.
It is sloped down, 8 feet going straight down. I mean, Well, yeah.
I'm waiting for them to have to start loading them, at an angle in the trailer, up on the side because they can't, like those boats, those race boats, those Hydra, whatever they call them things.
Yeah.
That's how they're gonna start having to load dirt late models.
Yeah. Well, they changed tires. I know Michael Brown. He's got an old Hoosier. This is so funny. We was at Fayetteville last year. This is funny, Dave. It's an old Hoosier. This thing ain't got a tread on it, and they got to change the doggone rear tire. Let's see, right rear footer deal in the hauler. I looked at Mike. I said, "Did you race that tire tonight?" It was.
Oh yeah, I mean, even in the asphalt stuff, the guys like the car store stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's one thing because they, of size. I mean, our tires rub the fender wheels. We don't have ramp overs. I mean, so we ain't that big yet. We ain't that wide. But our tires are about, we got a couple inches on the fenders on each side. But there's a lot of guys, especially like Cars Tour stuff, they use what they call load tires, and all they are is just a standard street tire, like an 8-inch wheel, wide 5 wheel that they'll put on. But what the biggest reason, other than anything, these steering boxes that we're running on these things, and Dirt Super Late Models just as bad. That's why they run that steering buddy and stuff like that on there. You can't hardly turn the steering wheel without it running. These 8-to-1 and less, steering boxes, you literally, if the car's not cranked up, you can't hardly turn the steering wheel.
It's so funny. Last year at Cherokee, also Kirkpatrick stopped me. I was walking by. He said, "Hey man, can I borrow your back for a second?" I said, "Oh, got to push a race car. All right, let's go." "Yeah, Dave. You already pushing a 3,000-pound race car." And like you said, well, no power steering, that thing ain't cranked up. Yeah, it's a job. It's a job.
Dude, I'm tell you, there's some boys that I see them at every race, but especially like Cars Tour races. Every one of those cars, they got it's like a 24-inch steering wheel or whatever they can get, 22-inch steering wheel that they'll put in the car just to push it through the pits.
Oh man! Oh wow! Did not know that.
I'm gonna hook up my good friends at Steering Buddy, and we gonna figure out something in mine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Now, I will say this truck, the steering rack, and dirt late models are same setup with the steering rack. And for whatever reason, steering rack is actually easier to turn. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier than the steering box on a asphalt late model.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about them things, dude. That I had a 10-to-1 in my car, and some of them boys running 8-to-1s, and man, I don't know how much force it takes to turn it, but it's all you got.
A weak mind and a strong back.
I'm telling you, boy. God, it's crazy. Real quick, before we go much farther, I want to thank our good friends over at Fresh Chef. Fresh Chef, ladies and gentlemen, all up in the Race City area of North Carolina. If you are in town for anything up there, please head over to Fresh Chef. Tell them we sent you. Check out their daily food and drink specials. They are on time, and it's so good. So good. So y'all go check out our good friends at Fresh Chef, and tell them we sent you, like I said, and go check out. Man, I'm going to tell you, some of the steaks I've had from there, some of the cheeseburgers I've had from there, I don't think there's nothing. Shrimp and grits, man. Their shrimp and grits are on time. So y'all go check them out. Also, Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Come on down. It is that time of year. Guess what time of year it is, Jason?
Oh, it's getting fall, baby. It's getting fall.
It's getting fall, which means they have their Christmas layaway open at Dixie Made. Come on in. We know how it is, and get all the clothing you want to buy. Whoever in your life that you need to buy for, put it on layaway if you need to. Sometimes you go in there and, man, I'm gonna tell you what, it's easy to rack up some Christmas bills quick. You got a good haul of clothes and accessories from Dixie Made. Put some of it on layaway. Pay it the next paycheck. It's fine. It's all good. Go check them out right over here in Florence, South Carolina, right by the flea market. Go tell them we sent you, and you won't regret it. Also, MPM Marketing, www.marketwithmpm.com. Go check them out. Tanya is one of the best in the game. She, all your marketing needs in racing, she's got you covered. So go check out Tanya over at MPM Marketing, and she can get you started in finding those sponsors, finding those teams, and all that good stuff. All the big things you got to do in this world of racing. So y'all go check her out. What else you got, sir?
Oh, Oh. Lucas Oil is heating up, brother. Moraine RTJ by 15 points. And, Pierce is leading Huffman for the Outlaws only by 8.
That's crazy.
Yes. So both of our national. I just hope when I go to World Finals like I did last year in Charlotte, and it comes down to the last race, I hope it don't come out to a tire like it did last year with Pierce.
No, I hope it don't come down to a tire, but I like it to see it come down to the last race.
Yes, absolutely. Like Butterbean, he's already clinched the doggone tour championship.
When you win as many races, when you win 40% of the races, it's hard not to.
Yeah, exactly. Are you a fan of the Chase and Lucas Oil? Are you a fan of that, Dave?
I don't mind theirs as much. I don't know that I'm gonna say I'm a fan of it per se, but I did not like the first year. I did not like the one race. And they heard the fans on that. They heard the fans loud and clear, and they brought it back to it's 3 races now, right? Four races. I'm sorry, 4 races. I'm better with that because, in all honesty, who outside of those top drivers is going to come in there and win a championship anyway?
Nobody's got a really mathematical shot. That JD won, the Pittsburgher this past Saturday night, dominating style. He's still very slim to none to win the championship.
Right. But what it does, and I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, because I like awarding off consistency, and we got some playoff stuff to talk about too in other series. But
okay. I do got a question for you on that side too.
All right. Well, but what it does, I think, is say you guy running 4th place. Let's say 4th place.
All right.
Maybe he started off the year slow. Maybe he got in a new car. Whatever. Started off the year slow, figuring things out. Well, about halfway through the season, he heats up. And he's winning races and running good, and he's 4th in points. Well, at that point, he's got a chance to come back and maybe win this thing. So I like that it, we can get competition in it, just, purely from that aspect. But I don't like, when a man has gone out there and worked his tail off all season, and been consistent all year, won races, all that good stuff, and basically all that gets taken away from him, and he's got to try to do it again.
You just described Moraine and RTJ in one sentence.
Exactly. Now, what I think, and this is what I think, okay, and we'll go ahead and cross it over because this is a conversation that's going on right now in NASCAR. And obviously, they got the playoff format from NASCAR. That is what they were looking at. Well, NASCAR, we talked about it weeks ago that NBC was kind of in the room saying, hey, no, we signed up for a playoff deal. We want playoffs. Well, all of a sudden, it was reported last week, I think it was, there are big talks that they may go back next year, possibly, to the old format, to the old Winston Cup format.
You mean 36 races to determine a champion?
Correct.
Oh, wow, okay.
They're big. Now, what I think they should do, and I think this could have been done a long time ago, because it wasn't, man, we all know, on the NASCAR Cup level, it was not, it wasn't that fun to watch them lock it up 2 races before the season was over. It wasn't necessarily always fun to watch. What I think they need to do, and this could still happen, that could still happen, but in my opinion, get rid of playoffs, get rid of winning you're in, all that junk, and just award more points for winning. If you award more points for winning, everybody's going to be pushing way harder. I'm not saying they're not pushing hard already to win, but nobody, if you got a car running second, he's not just going to say, oh, we're going to run second and have a good points day. No, it's not a good points day unless you win.
Dave, can we bring back bonus points for leading the lap and all that good stuff like we did back in the day?
Well, they got the fast lap bonus point now in Cup, which kind of got exploited by, and they had to make an adjustment on the points. Well, not an adjustment on points, but adjustment to the rule, pretty much mid-season, I think, or they're talking about it. I don't know if they made a adjustment or not. Because what was happening was they're getting a bonus point for having the fastest lap of the race. Well, Kyle Larson exploited it, I think. I know it was once, maybe twice. They went and got wrecked, early in the race. So they went in the car, went in the garage, put the car back together, fixed it, and pretty much put a qualifying setup on it just to go out there and get that 1 point.
Wow.
And then come back in, got the fastest lap, then come back in and, put it back in race mode. And they knew they wasn't going to really gain any positions anyway. But they wanted that 1 point, which that's cool that 1 point matters that much. But now I think they're going to you have to be on the lead lap at the time to get it, I think it is.
Okay.
Which makes sense. I get that.
Back in the day, Dave, okay, you got 5 bonus points for leading a lap. What did you get bonus points for? I can't remember.
I want to say that was all. It was just.
Was that it?
Yeah, or was there a bonus point for leading the most laps?
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right. Because back then, if you led the most laps and led a lap, we had 10 bonus points. So it was 180 points to do that. 170 just to win the race.
Right. The only problem with that now, that would work great then. The only problem with that now, trying to bring that back, is the stages. You're going to have people stay out in the stage. God.
Another Richmond.
Yeah, exactly.
Another Richmond. Oh, boy.
You're going to have people. And when it was, natural cautions, okay, if you wanted to stay out this caution and take that chance to get that 5 bonus points, great. But you're going to have a guy that's running 15th and like, hey, we need 5 points. We're just going to stay out this stage and lead a lap, or, we're going to come in the next time by, we're going to fall to the back, or, something like that. And then it's just going to be constant people doing that.
But, that would be a new wrench into it, though, Dave. I probably can dig that.
It would. It definitely would. Road courses be crazy with
getting
bonus points.
Daytona. Road courses will be awesome.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. What's your thoughts on playoff stuff in Lucas?
Oh, it's getting out the nitty-gritty. I like it, man. I really do. I don't like that. I didn't like the one race at DWC last year. Didn't like that at all.
Right.
But this I'll go 4 race format. I'm here for it.
Okay. I can get down with that. I can understand why, it brings some excitement back. I can deal with a 4 race deal because it's something to have, one bad race. Most people aren't going to have 4 bad races.
Not in a row like that,
No. So now, if you have 1 bad race and then there's one guy who runs consistent 3rd place every week, you still might be out of luck. But that's where that is where I say in that type format, award more points for winning.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I like that. Yeah.
So, I don't know. So, it is what it is.
Corey Hitchcock with 300 front races in a row now.
Okay, I got a question about that because I haven't been home enough to watch it. Okay, that's great. I like Corey Hitchcock. I saw where his sister Shelby got engaged this past weekend too.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So congratulations, Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, Corey, what car is he driving?
A BMF Longhorn.
A BMF horn?
Bad mother freaking Longhorn. How about
One of them BMF Longhorns? I mean, so
yeah.
I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know, and I'd like to know. I'd like to know which one he's in. I've never seen anything where they say, "Hey, we took the Longhorn out today."
No, I can't look that up real quickly. Hold on one second there.
I know I saw one, and I looked at it, and it just looked like a BMF.
Okie dokie. Let me look this up.
Go ahead.
Do 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 do.
It's like Jeopardy over here. We ask the hard questions.
One of the sponsors, Hescott's Longhorn chassis, is powered by an Eagle Racing engine
Okay.
and sponsorship from. So yes, it was a horn.
It was a horn.
It was a horn.
Well, that's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
I would, I'd like to, we need to get him on here. We need to talk about this. What's the,
Hable mucho.
okay, whatever. I mean, but no, I'm just saying, we need to get him on here. Let's talk about this. Let's, I just want to know what the goal is with it. Are we just switching to a Longhorn and that's what we're running? Are we?
Well, you really need to bring on that. Bring on Marler, okay?
Yeah, we'd ask him. What you thinking about your ride? Well, this is good this week. We might switch to another one next week. we got 3 different chassis waiting, sitting there.
The Longhorn Rocket Kryptonite was very good.
That's the only one I'm wondering if he's run. Has Marler run a Kryptonite?
I don't believe he's run a Kryptonite or a Shores, but I'm pretty sure he's ran everything. I know he ran a Bear Right. I know he ran the Longhorn. I know he ran a Rocket. I know he ran the Infinity. I don't.
What about an MB Custom? Did he run an MB Custom?
Oh my God! You're gonna get in this trouble. Oh my God, that is funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
I don't know that Scott ever let him in one of his cars, did he?
I don't think, yeah. Conquest. I mean, he feel Denver somebody. I don't know. I don't know.
Jeez.
With Skyline and the Austin Kirkpatrick car.
Yes, that was announced. They did put it out. We got the news actually a little early, and then all of a sudden they put it out. It's like, wow, we couldn't even do it.
Yeah, how about that? That blew my dog on mine. I thought we were going to wait till next year, man. Okay.
I got some other news I'm going to put out, and I don't know if it was did you I text you this. Did you see it anywhere this past week?
What is that?
The news I text you at the same time about when we were talking about the Skyline stuff.
Let me go back, April.
I just want to see if you saw it before I put it out there. I can't reveal my source, but I'm gonna put it out there if it's not already out there.
You talking about the logo you sent me?
No. When we were talking about at the same time at the about the AK stuff, it was in the same text.
I'm going back. Oh, okay.
Did you see that anywhere this weekend?
No, but that is facts. And
well, I put it out there because I was told I could put it out there. I just told I couldn't tell my source, so I'm putting it out there. I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
Okay. It's not broke out yet. Okay. I don't know if it's for next year or not. He ran something where last week it was still Longhorn.
Okay.
So I don't think the Rocket's going to come out in 25, but we'll see.
But well, who that is? Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Word on the street is, as he just said, the killer Kyle Bronson will be headed back to a Rocket.
Back to Rocket. Yes. What I was told today, there's going to be a lot of drivers going back to Rocket. So we'll see about that.
I think there's a lot going on over there. And there needs to be. There needs to be. I mean, as much as I like our good friends over at Longhorn, competition's great for everybody. It's in the long run, competition is great for everybody. Yeah, you want to be the dominant car on the track. Yes, no doubt. You want to be that guy. But competition does nothing but push everybody. And obviously there was something that everybody liked for a few years, especially about Longhorn. And obviously there's still a bunch that everybody likes about Longhorn, or a lot of people anyway. But other manufacturers are putting in effort to be competitive. So congratulations to them for, Rocket, one of them, Infinity, another, yeah, Austin Kirkpatrick, AK. I think that's going to be a big deal in the near future.
Yes, this is going to be huge. I tweeted this out, Dave. Can you imagine if Bruni gets his first big win in a AK car? I mean, this could be huge.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, and I just, watching the video and stuff that Austin put out about the car, and I kind of watched that whole deal and watched how he was designing it and everything else. Dude, I'm going to tell you, the way he has gone about it, the engineering that he has put behind this car, I feel like when they hit on something, this car is going to be one of the fastest things on the track.
Well, he hit on something outdoor a few years ago. I forgot what the heck it was, and they penalized him.
I was going to say they wouldn't let him run it no more.
Well, I forgot what the heck it was. Something in the rear end or something.
Yeah, it was the way they were letting the rear end move in the car.
That's what it was. Yes.
They wouldn't allow them to do that. And basically, he went out there and done something that he was going to be way faster than everybody. I mean, it was a similar situation, I guess we'll call it, to the device. And they were like, "Nah, we're not doing that."
Yeah. Y'all got away with it 1 year. Y'all ain't gonna bring that back.
Exactly. I think he essentially figured out another way to do it. He engineered another way to do it.
Or hide it.
Well, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, we were talking about this one day on the asphalt side. Obviously, we have to late model stock car. You don't run a bird cage. You run, it's truck arm cars. Nothing moves. Rear end don't move. It is static in one spot. Whereas on a dirt car, you run the bird cage, and that's what hooks your trailing arms and all up, and that's it moves within that bird cage. I'm gonna tell you, we were looking at some stuff. I really think there is some people working in some engineering in some gray areas on the late model sides of things to make things move that shouldn't move. We'll put it that way.
Ooh. Man, let me tell you something, Dave. We were talking about this on the show last Tuesday night, man. I just hate that the doggone technical side has come, so far into the dirt world.
Well, it should never come so far, and I'm not saying dirt's down by no means, but I'm just saying it should have never trickled so far down as it has. Dude, I'm going to tell you, there are, and you know this, there are street stocks running with modern super late model technology on them now.
Yes, sir.
And that should never happen.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
The way the front right front, left front picking up and everything, bro. It's crazy.
Yep. Well, what else we got here? We almost 2 hours already.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We talked with a long time for Shane. That was good.
That was great. That was an awesome combo. Dave, I tell you what, we'll end this. I just talk about this tomorrow night. I got some more notes, man. I'll just bring that up tomorrow night to the Ripping the Lip and tune in and we'll do all that good stuff.
For sure, man. For sure. Y'all tune in to Ripping the Lip Tuesday night on X.
There you go. I do got a question for you though. Yesterday's race. What was Hamlin? Okay, he let Logano in the chase or something like. Okay, what happened with that?
Well, he was very vague about it, and I did not. I looked see if his podcast was out. At before this afternoon, it wasn't out because I was going to listen to it before we did our show. I wanted to, but it wasn't out in time for me to listen to it and hear what all he has to say on there because he's typically a little more descriptive on his show. I'm gonna tell you, I am not a Denny Hamlin fan, I hate to be the one to have to preface this before I talk about it. I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan. I'm sorry, I'm just not. But what I will tell you is he's probably got one of the only NASCAR podcasts that I listen to every week now. He is
really?
Yes, he is highly informative on there, and his perspective on a lot of things I really understand. Do I like him is he my driver? Heck no. But far as a off-track personality and what he, because I'm gonna tell you, dude actually puts a lot into the sport. He really does. But his way of thinking about things, actually mine and his line up a whole lot as far as when it comes to racing. And he's very realistic about it. Now, his at-track personality, I think, is what kills it for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan, just like yesterday. And I don't think he kind of went back and forth on what he said yesterday. So that's why I said I want to really listen to his podcast, see what he has to say about it now, because he, after Ross Chastain dove it in there the last lap, took him, spun him out, they finished in reverse, whatever. He was like, well, they did not communicate to me the point situation. He said, I would do what's best for my team, is all he said.
Mm-hmm.
Some people took it as, well, he would rather have Logano in the next round because Logano has not had the speed here lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's not been fast. But he has snuck by just enough points to keep going rounds. And that is where wins helped him throughout the season, the bonus points. And then other people took it as the way he said it was, well, if I'd have known the situation, I would have let Ross go to get in. So I don't really know. I don't know which side he was saying. I could understand it from both ways. I probably, because he even said in one of his interviews, he says Ross has had a lot of speed week in and week out. So maybe he don't want to race Ross as much. If he got Ross out that round, let Logano in, maybe that's in his mind what he thinks is the biggest threat. Now, how do you think he feels now? And obviously he's never going to say it, but how would you feel now knowing you could have pushed your car, Bubba Wallace, to the win at where were they at? Kansas? If he would have just fell in behind him and pushed his car, now, I mean, that's not the 100% you want to see your driver put out. But if he would have just pushed his car to the win at Kansas, Bubba would have been going another round. Well, now they do not have a 2311 car going to the next round. Bubba and Tyler Reddick both are out.
And Bubba tweeted out earlier this year that he was going to be the 25 champion. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't dislike Bubba Wallace either. Let me tell you, I will say I've talked to him quite a few times. He's come and run. Oh, God. I think my phone died. Are you there? He's not. Bubba Wallace actually came and ran at Florence Motor Speedway a few times in the legend car. And I will say he was super nice over there. Super nice. Super cool guy to talk to, hang around, all that fun jazz. So that's that's all good. And, I just feel like Denny might want to do things a little different. Who knows? But anyway, guys, well, I'll probably call Jason back here in a minute because my phone just did. I talked to her earlier that it's going crazy. It just quit. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. If you hear it over here, it's going crazy. I don't know what's going on with it. Let's see. This week, Florence Motor Speedway will be in action. Probably head over there Saturday and hang out, watch some racing over there. Maybe. We got to get our truck done, so maybe not. It just depends on how far we are on ours, honestly. I got to get it done before next weekend, so possibly working on it. I got to get it all lettered. It's actually sitting out there. Still got a couple coats of paint to put on it, but it's getting close, getting real close. Then we can drop the motor back in. So anyway, guys, appreciate all y'all hanging out with us tonight. Glad to be back after a couple weeks off, but it was always good to take a couple weeks off. So appreciate Racing Jason. I'll have to call him back here in a minute. So I know he wants to tell everybody bye, but y'all tune in to Ripping the Lip tomorrow, Tuesday night on X. They always got good conversations. They had a good friend, as he said, Chris Ferguson, on there last week. Had some really good insight, really good stories, always from them guys. So anyway, y'all go check it out. I guess I will be back next week. Y'all have a good one.